And hello everybody, welcome back to Transport Fever 2. It is 1935 and quite a lot of things have changed with this year. So what we have now is new planes especially, also some new trains that I would like to use. But for now, let's just have a look at our planes. For example, what is really happening here is that we have a huge congestion on the airports right now for our passenger transport. Also, lots of people want now to travel via bus, for example, as we can see here, bus, Sleepy Hollow, Sleepy Harrow, this one here, or the airport. There are lots and lots of people waiting and more are coming with that, so we do need to do something about it. First of all, let's go with my passenger airplanes. They're looking fine. As we can see, this one here is already quite old, so it's used. This is not looking so good anymore. I mean, it's only the outside, right? The engine still should fine, but let's manage this vehicle. We got 3 of these planes at the moment in service, and let's have a look. So it's this one here that we've been using so far, the Dornier Merkur. And as we can see, we got now 2 new planes, the Junkers U-52, which is a new cargo plane that we've received, which can carry 2 more goods per round and is 200 kilometers faster, or a quarter faster than the Vickers Victoria. And then we've got the Douglas DC-3. And Douglas DC-3 is a propeller-driven fixed-wing aircraft whose speed and range revolutionized air travel in the 30s and 40s. It can carry 10 people, so that's twice as much as the Dornier, and it is also twice as fast. So of course we want to use this aircraft now in service here. Not only those 3 that have changed now, there we have it. It's a beauty. I mean, look at it. Absolutely fantastic aircraft. I love how these aircrafts are designed. We still only have the airfields at the moment, so hopefully we're getting some decent airports, some real airports soon. I'm a bit worried how the airplanes though are coming in. Like, he's way too high, you know. They could have made it like the airplane is touching down here somewhere and takes a bit more time on the runway. Other than that, this is fine, and there we have him. Let's just follow him along. It's quite a fast airplane now. So in that case, and engine sounds activated, and as we can see, beautiful, as it is lifting into the air quite fast as well. On its way now. Of course, the faster they are and the longer the distance is, the more money I get out of it. So fast aircraft does give me way more money, and such a beautiful aircraft here, the Douglas DC-3. I could watch it all day long as it is traveling to and fro. So that is our airplanes. I will add a few more now. Right, so 2 more onto this line here, so the Air Bolton, Sleepy Hollow. And then we have the food thing still. Now the food is something else. Let's have a look at that. The air food, there we have the Vickers Victoria, quite a lot of them. Let's exchange them to the Junker U-52. Not such a beautiful aircraft as the Victoria, but still fine. Let's have a look at this one here, also faster and can carry more goods. And there we can see the age though. So with the Douglas DC-3, I think it looks quite modern. This one here doesn't look so modern anymore. But still a fine aircraft, and we can carry all the food now, 10 each. And that is necessary because when we look now at our food production, let's just go over here. First of all, what has changed? Nothing really, only that this one leveled up to the highest level that we have. The problem though is we cannot keep up now with the grain consumption that this processing plant here needs, right? So as we can see, for example, Bolton is looking fine now for cargo and for the passengers, so it's really full. As we can see, this is not good, obviously. So I hope the new aircrafts are doing justice to that, so they can carry more people and stuff like that. There are 120 people waiting for the Douglas DC-3, and in that case, we do need more grain. Now, what do we have? What options do we have? I don't have that many options anymore. We still have some locomotives here that I can replace. Like this one here is a pretty old one. And let's just have a look at the new locomotives that we've got. First of all, we got the Rotapfeil, so the red arrow train, which is a Swiss train that has been used in the 30s. Looks quite modern already. I like the look of it. But what we also have is the Class A4. The Class A4 we're going to use then on a high-speed train, because just have a look, the Flying Scotsman 120 kilometers an hour, the Class A4 145, and it is also 300 kilowatt more powerful once again, so it can carry even more stuff. So I love these planes. It's still a steam locomotive though. right? And we also got a new passenger cart, this one here, the BC4, which is a new one, the 30s. It can carry now 3 more passengers per cart, and also has a higher top speed that it can reach, and it's much longer as well. So those are the new things when it comes to the trains. Let's just exchange this one here with the Flying Scotsman. I'm not going to use these Class A4 for cargo transport yet, or well, only on the highest usages train or lines where there's the most goods. But other than that, the maintenance costs are pretty high for these trains there as well, right? The Flying Scotsman should be fine itself. Let's have one of it, and this is of course for the grain. And as we can see, we can make the whole row here full of it for this grain transportation here, right? For the red line, and I hope the red line is well used. I think it's this one here, and yes, it is totally full. So there are the new trains coming in that can be pretty long, and this is nowhere near as long as they can be in modern times then with 2 locomotives, but still that is fine. Now, of course, that is still not enough grain that we're transporting over there right now. First of all, what I can see is the green line is quite congested, right? And we do have the right system for it though. Where is the green train? There it is, green 2 it is. And as we can see, it is full. So we do need another one of it, right? So I'm going with yet another Flying Scotsman for it. And there we have it, the gondola. Let's make it full. Cost me 11 million for one, and it's train grain 2. Now that is still not enough for all the grain that we want to process. We still have one more farm down here, as we can see, behind or beyond the mountains. So we can of course make a tunnel that goes then right into the station. So this is my goal for now. We do have a 3 platform here still. Oh, actually not completely free. There's 1 line coming in, but 2 lines coming in onto 1 platform is totally fine in my opinion. So let's just have another train line, as we can see, that goes out here now. And this one is then using a tunnel. And as we can see, we can just pull the whole thing through. The tunnel costs us 10 million. And yep, it would come out here then. And I think this is quite a beautiful train line, as we can see, going through the whole mountain there. And here we have the tunnel going in. Actually, it's 2 tunnels here, right? Yep, 2 tunnels there to the other side, with a little bridge there as well, because we have a bit of an elevation there. This is looking fine. This is looking picturesque. Beautiful. Now we continue, and I'm going to have only 1 train on this route, because I'm going to make a mega train probably out of this one here. So a really, really long one, right? And in that case, that we still need the road that we can finish up to this point. Why? Because I will have a station here. Right, so here we're going to have the station, and it's probably going to be quite a long one. I'm going to have a terminus station. This one, it only needs 1 platform. We can have it here, most likely. And there it is. It still needs a road connection then. There it is, and it should now, yeah, have access to it. And as we can see, we can make this really long. So if I want to configure this one, the platforms, I could, yeah, go all the way into this direction there with more and more tracks then as well. Right, so we can make a really long train out of this, and we still need the connection for it. There it is. There we got a nice connection. It's also electrified already, so we don't have to worry about future upgrades. And now we just need a line for it. We create a new line from Blackpool, that's a pretty cool name, to Bolton. And as we can see, it should be using, yes, this platform. Then here it's the only access it's got. And this is train grain, I think it's 5. No, it's 6 actually. Right, so we got 6 grain lines now. Train grain, that is. The only thing that we need now is a depot. I've deleted the depot here to upgrade the street. So as we can see, we also have now these asphalt highway streets going along on these lines here, so they're way faster. And this at the same time also boosts the private transport. So that's another thing that we could do entirely. We could just bolster the infrastructure, so these streets, and this will also contribute to the growth then of a city, because people can then use their cars much faster to the next city, for example like Lytham, where we got a very good connection now with asphalt high speed or highways. Right, so this is something to keep in mind as well. There are lots of ways to boost a city. Now, I still need a depot. once again. So I'm usually just having these depots temporarily, you know. I'm just going to get rid of them again because I don't see the reason why we should keep it. It's just in the way, really, and once I have the train on the tracks, I can just replace it whenever I want to, so there's no real harm in anything. And for this one, I want to use the class A4. Why? Because we can make a really long one out of this, and I hope we can. Let's just have a look how long I can really be. Seriously. Alright, 264 capacity would have with a top speed of 80 kilometers an hour. It would be, let's make it 300 meters long. Right, that is the train. I don't know if that is too much or not. We'll see that. And there the longest train yet is coming out on its very own track, more or less. That is a cool locomotive there too. Quite modern looking. And yes, that is quite a long train. I wonder if it's not too long for this station here. Huh. Was it really that long? Does it ever end? Oh goodness. Alright. I think it will be a bit too long for this station here. Even though I've already prolonged the station, we could still make it longer, of course, into this direction. There's quite a lot of room that we have. Of course, we need all of that because this is processing a lot of grain at the moment. And let's just hope that we get enough grain on the station then. Right? 1 grain. That's amazing. So I'm pretty sure that we make some loss here. I'm probably going to make it shorter again. Right, so this of course should produce then a bit more grain for us. Where's the train? Let's make the train a bit shorter. It's way too long. It would destroy me financially if I keep it like that. So let's make it, I think, 200 meters. That is still fine. Getting 5 million back again. And this is a smaller, faster train then, and as we can see, there's not much grain waiting at the moment. Hopefully that changes then. Another thing that I want to do now finally is having another huge or very long train line. So we still haven't connected Nelson with Bolton, and I want to go all the way down here to Riverdale. Now in Riverdale, as we know, we already have a big train station here that connects the cities along the river. So that is why it probably is called Riverdale. And as we can see, we still have lots of cities around it. So I also want to connect these cities here. We have Leek up there, Southport, Buxton, and we could then have another train line here into Riverdale and from the other side as well. And that's exactly what I want to do in this case. And for that, we have Nelson, we have Bolton that we still need to connect. So in that case, we do need a station once again. Of course, these stations, as we know, yeah, they're quite painful. In that case, I can already see where I would like to have it, most likely. Right, so here it will probably be. Or we could also make it, I mean, it's a terminal station, right? This makes things a bit easier. Having a terminal station, I could have it here. Let's get rid of that road here. And then I could just have the terminal station passenger terminus. Of course, I could make a cargo out of this then as well in the future. And as we can see, we can keep those buildings here on the street. And I'm just going to have the terminal station then, yeah, most likely here. Let's just see that I can make a bigger building. So I'm going to have 4 tracks, even though I don't need the 4 tracks at the moment. This is looking fine. And there we have it. There we got our train station in Nelson, and of course 4 tracks, a bit too much for now, but still fine, fine, fine. And now we only need to connect it once again with the tracks that already are coming out on this side here, because Bolton has a pass-through station. So in that case, let's keep the catenary. We don't have high-speed tracks yet. I'm not going with high-speed tracks at the moment. We might do that later then. Well, let's just see that this is working out. Of course, we had to get rid of some of those buildings again, but they're coming back anyway. It's not a big deal, right? And another bridge that we have now out of Bolton. And this continues then all the way to that station here. And let's rather start with this way here. And there it is connected again. So the whole thing has now 2 tracks. I'm also going to probably remodel then the highways here. These have been generated by the game. And of course, this is not looking very good. So having a straight line all the way to the other side might work better. Also boosts then the private transport sector. There we have our station. And all we need now here is some merging again. Let's do this a bit further away, so that I still have the option later to increase the length of the station here. And all we need once again is the waypoints. So I'm just going to have them in the middle here, and also the signals that we need once again. And we do have, I need to turn it around to keep my orientation, because as we know, this is the way to that direction. Then we have it into this direction once again. I'm going to have a few of these signals there once again. That should be enough. And of course, inwards into the station, we do need a signal. And that's it, most likely. So in that case, coming together here, this will be finished then. This goes then all the way down here to Minster. And now we still need the connection. Oh, we got a new one. A locomotive, a very expensive one at that too. Let's just check that real quick. Alright, it is way more powerful than my steam engine. Look at that. It's slower by 50 kilometers an hour, but it can carry 1000 kilowatt of more power. Oh boy, this is a really powerful locomotive here. Heavy 6-axle electric locomotive designed for the freight service was nicknamed the German Crocodile, because the other one we also had, this one here, was the Swiss Crocodile, right? And this is the German Crocodile, even though it's way more powerful. This is a huge power jump that we have there. Alrighty, as we know, the trains are coming into this platform here, so we still have this platform here available, and we're going to make these tracks out here. And it's good that we're doing it now, because you know there will be more and more buildings then at some point. So for now we can just continue now into this direction. Actually, let's get rid of that street here for now, and then we can continue with those tracks. They go outbound, they are outbound. And I think later we actually can make some sound barriers around them as well, to reduce the noise level and stuff like that. Alright, this bridge is not working because it's too close to the shore. This is working then. Very good. And then we can do the same thing here. And as we can see, we do have now the bridge here as well. And it doesn't need to be a particularly high bridge because there's no ship coming anymore. And now all we need to do is connect it from Minster then. So also in Minster we have to do some destruction here. Unfortunately, this is quite a big destruction there. It costs me 1 million going through the town. But the cool thing is really that these destructions are not permanent, you know. So the cities recover quite quickly with other buildings then. Plus, I don't have to repair it. The game is doing it itself. That is something that I really like. Alright, and then we just continue now once again with those tracks. Could probably connect it right away. Yes, cost me 1.4 million in each direction. There is even a tunnel once again. Okay, there's a collision now. Now it's working, and all the way to the other side once again. And thus also this line is finished. Now we still have an active line here, that is the train passenger Bolton Lytham, and this line will need to remodel a bit. So first of all, I want to remove all of it, right? And we have to do the whole thing now from Nelson. I'm going to start here in Nelson. And then of course, once again, we choose then the waypoints on either side. And this way I'm going to finish this line now. And here we have the latest generation of passenger trains with our beautiful blue locomotive coming out. I'm still not using the electrified locomotive, though that will be coming soon then once these passenger trains are full. And also the new wagons, as we can see them here in all their glory. The latest fashion in 1938 as the train is coming out. And this is quite a nice long train. So I'm probably going to have 2 of those on this line here to make this profitable. I don't think that 4 trains on one line at the moment will be very profitable. We'll just see about that. What we can see though is there are already people waiting for this train, which is unfortunately a bit longer than the stations themselves. So those people here will have to enter on this wagon for now. Of course, that is something that I will have to do once again. Then later as well, we can still easily make this a bit longer here. Actually, let's just do that right now. The only penalty or the only casualty that we're going to have here are these buildings there. Other than that, it's fine. Or we make it on this side. No, here we would have the merging of those tracks then, so in that case not the best thing. Where's the train? There it is. Already has some 13 people in it again and is now on its way on a new very long passenger train system that is connecting quite a lot of cities, and it's all coming down together here in Riverdale. We will do the same thing with those cities then, and then also on the other side where we have Yarmouth, which is probably going to be one of our centers that we still could connect to with Sleepy Hollow, and we still could connect it then with those cities here. So I like it. That is how you, or that is how I plan it, I guess, with these hubs that we have then on the map, where lots of things are coming together. Speaking of hubs, my hub for the food processing plant has lots of grain. How is it looking? I'm pretty sure that this train, the latest one that we've made, is making a terrible loss at the moment. Where is it? It's here. As we can see, it's still filling up. Alright, it's getting fuller though. It's not making a lot of money yet, but I think it's really taking quite a long time there for those things to fill up. But of course the grain is needed, so hopefully more and more grain is coming in then for this mega hub that we have there. Another thing that has changed is with the transportation of trucks as well. So we got lots and lots of new trucks. And for that, I'm going to use quite a lot of that right away in one of my most profitable truck lines, which is this one here, the oil that we have, right? Let's just have a look at that. We still have quite some old vehicles here that can carry 7 for each one of them, and they have a very bad condition. As we can see there, we have now the Opel trucks. So they can now carry twice as much in, 20 kilometers more per hour. So this is really powerful. They also are quite expensive, but as we can see, they're now specialized trucks that we have, right? And they will carry now the oil from this oil well here to my refinery. The only thing that I would like to change here then to is also having now the asphalt country roads that we can have then on this one. And I guess we will have the small country road with 60 kilometers an hour going down to this crossing, and then we most likely will be able to upgrade it to the better, more modern version of it, going right to this. And here we can continue then to the city with it, and it can then continue to probably... Oh, wait a second. It seems like they don't have a road connection, Sleepy Hollow with Horsforth. Yep, they don't have a road connection, so it might be a good idea to just do that now. We do have already a road here, and we could use this road that goes to the airport, continues then, because of course this is important for the public transportation. The more of these roads and the high quality these roads are, the better. It goes then to this area here. Here we're going to make it so that this is kind of like more like a crossroad. Right, and they can now travel on this much faster than previously to Horsforth and Sleepy Hollow, and this should of course then also boost the public transportation. And Horsforth, as we can see, is growing 140% now. Very nice. And of course, as we get more into the modern age, those buildings start to look nicer too. So we don't have these ugly early 20s buildings anymore, but they get better. There we still have lots of them, but trust me, beautiful skyscrapers are coming. Stay tuned.